If you're struggling with high body fat or just looking for something to relate to, then this video's for you. Some or most of you will relate to this, and if that's the case, then this is your sign to make a change. By the way, my name's Jix. I've lost 60 plus pounds twice in my life and 75 pounds recently. With that being said, here are 10 wake-up calls that forced me to lose weight. Number 1, I couldn't breathe. Every single movement I did, I was already out of breath, always gasping for air. Heck, even getting out of bed was hard. And that was one of the biggest signs that I had to change, because I always felt like there was an invisible backpack on me. And I didn't always used to struggle with weight, so I knew how it felt being healthier. And I know life wasn't supposed to be this way. Number 2, mobility. I could barely move. With every little activity I did, I was struggling to get out of bed, struggling to do simple activities like washing the dishes, walking up and down the stairs, walking from the car to the grocery store. It was unbearable. It was uncomfortable for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's felt this. Losing the weight, being flexible, having more stamina, it was definitely worth it. Number 3, low energy. No matter what I did, even if I didn't do anything strenuous or tiring, even if I got my 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which was really rare, I had chronic fatigue. No matter what I did, I had no energy for anything. No energy for work, no energy for my personal time. I was just in bed all the time, sleeping. I was either sleeping, eating, playing video games. Just overall, I was lazy. Compared to now, I have energy for days. Even on the days where I don't get good sleep, I still have energy to go to the gym, to make YouTube videos like this, to talk with my friends, my family, do simple activities. Life just gets better, and it will show in your energy. Number 4, constant pain. I'm pretty sure everyone has felt this, whether it's ankle pain, knee pain. The worst one for me was lower back pain, especially working in a physical job like healthcare. When I was 213 pounds, I was doing a simple task like repositioning a patient. I was just doing simple body mechanics, but I still hurt my back and I couldn't move for days, and the excess body fat wasn't helping me. I felt like life was on hard mode because of this. Everything hurts, my elbows, my knees, my ankles, everything. I also remember this person who had multiple knee surgeries because they were 300 pounds. Imagine all that weight going into your knees. You'll end up breaking them. Heck, I even felt that. I thought I was gonna break my knees at one point. Compared to now, I feel light as a feather. I could do exercises I couldn't do before, like doing tricep dips or pull-ups. You're more flexible now. I can reach my toes. I could barely do that before. I could barely even see my you-know-what. Overall, I just feel younger. I feel more full of life. I felt like 10 years was given back to me. So that was definitely a wake-up call. Number 5, depression and anxiety. Looking back, when I was younger, I was always social. I liked talking to people. I was happier when I was a kid. And then when I gained all that fat, I didn't have the desire to talk to people, to be with anyone. I wanted to be alone because I didn't have the confidence. I felt like my self-worth was really low. Looking back 2 years ago, I thought my life was over, to be honest. I didn't think life could get any worse than that, and I didn't think life could get any better from where I was. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't believe in that. I'm glad I never gave up, and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing until I finally got to this point where I'm at right now. Although this isn't the final result I'm aiming for, I'm still aiming for more. But I'm glad the old me decided to start when he did. But I'm a totally different person now, and the person I was before is long gone. And definitely the depression and anxiety have also gone away. Number 6, body dysmorphia. The way I was so disgusted with myself whenever I would look in the mirror, it was unbelievable. And social media didn't help because I was constantly comparing myself to these people who looked like Greek gods while I look like the Michelin man. Yeah, self-esteem was non-existent. It was an all-time low. Anyone in my situation would have probably just given up on life, honestly. But the only thing that kept me motivated and pushed me was I wasn't always fat. So I knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I knew there was a bright side to all of this. But I knew it would take time because all good things that are worth fighting for always take time. If it was easy, then everyone would have it. And everything I did to get to this point wasn't easy. But you can always make it simple. I've accepted the fact that there are some people who will always look better than me, but I've changed my mindset. It's not about them. It's about me and how I can be better than my past self or myself from yesterday. Just keep improving every single day, and 1 year from now, you will be a totally different person. I can say that because I've seen it happen firsthand. Who I was 2 years ago to today, totally different person. You wouldn't even recognize them if you met me before. So if you're thinking of starting, start now. Number 7, eating disorders. Most of my meals were driven by emotion. Most of the time, I wasn't even hungry. I just ate what I wanted to eat. I had a very unhealthy relationship with food. I didn't care about what was healthy, what was unhealthy. As long as it tasted good, I was eating it. And it didn't help if something bad happened to me on a specific day, whether something happened with family, with life, with work. That would turn everything up to 100%. I would eat everything in sight. I would order fast food multiple times a day. I developed binge eating and guilt cycles where you eat a lot, you regret your decision, and then later you have amnesia and eat again on repeat. The first time I lost 60 plus pounds was when I did intermittent fasting, but that wasn't sustainable for me. It works for some people. It worked for me when losing weight, but it didn't help me maintain the weight loss. So when I developed my binge eating problem, the weight came back so fast within probably 2 to 3 months because I didn't have any idea or knowledge about calorie tracking, calorie restriction. All I knew was if I ate less and moved more, I would lose weight. But there is a limit to that. What isn't tracked isn't managed. So to develop better eating habits, calorie tracking definitely was the way to go for me. So in contrast, comparing to today, I don't have those problems anymore. I don't have binge eating episodes. And if there are days that I go above my calories, I don't feel guilty. I just get back on track, act like it never happened. Consistency beats perfection because no one's perfect. You will never be perfect, but what you can be is consistent. Number 8, social isolation. I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm pretty sure I'm not. When you're overweight, there's certain events you won't get invited to. I definitely felt it. Whenever my coworkers would go do something physical like hiking or doing sports, they would never invite me because I would only slow them down. People won't admit this, but they treat you differently when you're fit versus when you're obese. To people who've been on both sides, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll feel like an outcast. You'll feel like someone who doesn't have any worth. You'll feel like a piece of garbage, something disposable. You won't even feel human. But after you lose the weight, everyone's nice to you. Everyone's respectful. Heck, some people would even go out of their way to do you a favor just because of how you look. In a way, I appreciate it, but me knowing the truth, it makes me bitter that this is the harsh reality of the world. Because I know if I was 213 pounds, my interactions with people I have today would be a lot different just because of how I look. Number 9, weight, stigma, and bias. Most people will relate at some point they've experienced bullying, teasing, wherever they are, whether it's in the classroom, at work, different settings. Heck, even your family will tease you because that happened with me. A few of my family members, and they would just treat me like I wasn't a person, like I didn't have feelings. There are some people who aren't mentally strong, and something like this could push them over the edge. Looking back, I wish people were kinder to me, were more respectful, but I do get where they're coming from. Because when you're obese, it tells people you don't respect yourself, so why should they respect you, right? So looking at myself today, whenever I see a struggling obese person, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, I never disrespect them because I was at the exact same place they were. I try to encourage them and get them on the same path that I took because I know in the end it's gonna be worth it no matter what, no matter how long it takes. You will have to sacrifice something, and for me, all I had to sacrifice was time, and it paid off big time. Number 10, my quality of life was just bad overall. Being obese affected every single thing within my life. My physical health, like I mentioned earlier, my energy, being in constant pain, struggling to breathe, struggling to move. It even affected my financial life because you keep spending your money on food that you don't even need to eat. It's not even about food. You're just used to constant pleasure. You're buying material things you don't even need, like gadgets or clothes, because you want it now. You want the pleasure, you want the food, you want everything. And being obese affected every single thing in my life: my relationships, my physical health, my mental health, my social life, even my spirit. I always prayed, but 2 years ago I almost lost my faith because life at that point was meaningless. I felt like I was just existing with no purpose in life. But now I found my purpose, and this is one of them. I want to be able to help people who went through the same struggles I did and let them know that they're not alone, that they can do this. And when they do, I'll be right there supporting them. Guys, if you liked the video, please share and subscribe. And if you want to watch more, click here. Peace.